4 people are sitting around a table, talking about baseball, whatever you like. 5 minutes of it, very dull. Suddenly, a bomb goes off, blows the people to smithereens. What do the audience have? 10 seconds of shock. Now take the same scene and tell the audience there is a bomb under that table and will go off in 5 minutes. Well, the whole emotion of the audience is totally different because you've given them that information that in 5 minutes' time that bomb will go off. Now the conversation about baseball becomes very vital because they're saying to you, don't be ridiculous, stop talking about baseball, there's a bomb under there. You've got the audience working. Now the only difference is, well, I've been guilty of, in the picture sabotage, of making this error, but I've never made it since. The bomb must never go off. Because if you do, you work that audience into a state, and then they'll get angry because you haven't provided them with any relief. And that's almost a must. So a foot touches the bomb, somebody looks down and says, my God, a bomb. Out of the window, then it goes off. Just in time.
It's not a bomb, folks, it's okay. It's just a moment. Thank you. Wow! How's everybody tonight? We're a great looking crowd. I'm honored to be here at Wonderground on a Thursday night just a couple weeks before Halloween. And to celebrate Halloween, I thought we would celebrate the Twilight Zone. You see, when I was a little kid, I enjoyed horror films, the black and white horror films. Remember those? Yes. And of course the Twilight Zone would have been my favorite television show. For whatever reason, I adopted the Twilight Zone. I bought this complete DVD collection, and what I found out, something rather interesting, there was actually 156 episodes actually broadcast of the Twilight Zone. There's actually 157 episodes made. Tonight, you're about to see the lost episode of the Twilight Zone. We call it Room for Doubt, Cold Case. So I invite you to watch very closely. You see, a cold case is all about this haunted house right here. And what I'd like to do is ask you folks to understand that the house has an energy. It's not all me. It's not all Rod Serling. It's the house itself. And with that being said, I'm going to ask you folks to watch very, very, very closely as I play another track from the lost episode of the Twilight Zone. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to stare into the center of this disc. This will set your mind straight. It will get you in the perfect Halloween spirit. Hence the theme song from Halloween. Look directly in this disc. Look directly at the center of this disc. You'll see a silver center. Concentrate on that silver center. What I'm going to ask you to do now is concentrate. As I count down from 10 to 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we're at 10. You're going to look directly at the disc, into the center of the disc. This will take you into your own Twilight Zone. We're at 9. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now at 8. Look directly into the center of the disc. What I'm going to ask you to do is when I get to 1, I'm going to ask you to look directly at the haunted house. 6. Are you looking into the center of the disc? We're at 5. Counting down, we're now at 4. As I remove the disc from in front of the Haunted Mansion, you're going to stare directly at the Haunted Mansion. Are you ready?
Yeah.
We're at 3. This is about the house. It's not about Hitchcock. It's not about Rod Serling. It's about this house. We're at 2. We're at 1. Look at the house.
It's bigger.
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
Strange. Now, as I'm talking about this house, I'm reminded that there's spirits within the house. And what I'm going to do is summon those spirits tonight through a simple card trick. I've just warmed you up, hopefully. Now we're going to warm the spirits up. Brought along with me a deck of cards. They're right here. I also brought along with me a glass. We'll place them. The spirits of the house react to energy. By removing this deck, what I'd like to do is then call upon a couple members of the audience to help out with this. There we go. Sir, if you don't mind, would you just select that card from that section of the deck? Thank you very much. Look at it, show everybody your card, and from this side, would you please select one card from that section of the deck? Very good, very good. Thank you very much. And you can go ahead and show everybody your cards. As long as the ghost, the spirits of the mansion don't see it, we're okay. Alrighty, great. And now if you'll return your card face down. Thank you very much. And your card face down. What's your name, sir? Jeff. Jeff, and your name? Your name?
Miguel.
Miguel. We have Jeff and Miguel next to each other. Here's where it starts to get a little bit fun. The cards are somewhere within the deck. The deck gets placed there. We shall summon the spirits. Your card. All right, and now what we'll do is go for Miguel's card. Now at this point, you're probably thinking that there's some sort of, as I mentioned, strange energy happening within the room. Well, not only is it happening within the room, it's happening within the cards themselves. So that each and every one of you know that I am not playing any sleight of hand games with you. I invite you to watch very, very closely as now the spirits come once again to life. Your card?
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Some spirits are more stubborn than others. Thank you very much. And now, after about 5 years of development, I'd like to present to you what, once again, we call Room for Doubt. It's this haunted mansion right here. I have the original doorknob from the Bloodworth estate. You see, back in 1959, there was a murder committed. That murder took place in the Bloodworth estate. I'm going to ask someone to help me out with this as our house comes to life on its own. And now we go to the episode number 157. It's known also as the Lost Episode. Folks would just care to watch very closely the house. But listen to Rod as he explains a little bit about what's about to take place, okay? As I select someone to help me
You
out
unlock
here.
this door with the key to imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance. Things and ideas you just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Would you turn
Submitted for your approval, this simple dollhouse. In front of you is an exact replica of the infamous Bloodworth estate. Some may say that this mansion is haunted by the victim of a murder most unpleasant. A tragedy that so far has remained a mystery. No one knows how it was committed, in what room, or even who did the dastardly deed. However, right now, you will attempt to solve the mystery. You will do so by using the intuition of those around you. guidance from the other side, and perhaps just a little influence from the Twilight Zone. For you see, in tonight's episode, you are the star. Everyone involved in the investigation has long since passed on. The only available clue left from the original investigation is the voice of the dead. Your journey begins now. Good luck.
Sir, would you please select one of these cards? Anyone, don't look at it, just pull one out for you. Thank you very much. You just go this back there, and we're going to put that into the envelope, if you will. There we go, good. We're going to put this in plain view. We'll go with you. All right. Your name?
Wendy.
Wendy. Ladies and gentlemen, Wendy. I have here a magnifying glass. This is going to serve as a marker. If you'll take this magnifying glass and just select, at totally random choice, any one of these 9 rooms and hang it on that button, if you would, whatever one you choose. Please. Very much.
The weapon of your choice has been sealed in an evidence folder and is being held under very tight security. This envelope will remain in full view for the entire investigation. Further, you have placed the magnifying glass over a freely chosen room. It will serve as a marker as you move it about the 9 rooms in search of a solution to this half-century-old mystery. During the next few moments, you will not only reveal the room where the tragedy happened, you will also reveal the murder weapon used, as well as the murderer. As you are given instructions, move the magnifying glass to any adjacent room, above, below, or on either side of its current location. You may pass through either wall, ceiling, or floor. However, diagonal moves are forbidden, nor may you skip across any already darkened rooms. I'd like to now introduce you to the lead inspector of the case, or at least his last words.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have here the only existing recording of the original detective. You chose the conservatory. Interesting. I'm going to ask you to pay close attention to follow the directions of the inspector.
If you are listening to this recording, it means that I am dead, and this notorious case has remained unsolved. Here are my final thoughts and clues to help close this cold case. You, my precocious friend, have already decided upon a room to begin your tour, perhaps where I left off many years ago. Well then, let's begin. We know our murderer was not a very fun person, so games were not something he or she were looking to play. Your first assignment is to throw the switch and darken the billiards room. Good. That room has now been eliminated. Now move the magnifying glass 7 times, in any direction, up or down, side to side.
1, 2.
Now let's darken the library. Our murderer was obviously not an intellectual. Move 4 times, letting your intuition guide you. Naturally, death would not occur in the living room. You may douse that room as well. Now move 6 times.
6 times.
The murder was not cooked up in the kitchen. So, lights out. Oh, you're doing very well. Now move 5 times. Once again, let your intuition guide you. By now the mansion must seem eerily familiar to you, as if you know it as well as the back of your hand. It seems our killer did not have the appetite for murder in the dining room. Throw a switch. Getting a little claustrophobic, are we? Move twice.
Twice, sir.
Lights out in the bedroom. Move once. Please darken the conservatory and move the magnifying glass 3 times.
3 times.
And lights out in the attic. Very scary. That leaves us with a laboratory. Yes, the place in which the foul deed was done. And as you open the envelope, you will find the weapon was none other than the gun. Congratulations! Through your detective work, this cold case is finally solved.
But what of the murderer? That has indeed remained the ultimate mystery. Until now. For you see, the murder is amongst you, in this very room. However, dark secrets have a way of revealing themselves when they are given a little illumination. Look to the hands of those who
Everybody
find the
please
sign.
raise their hands.
Yes, it's true. One of you has the mark of a killer, as plain as day, on the back of their hand. All truths become evident as you finish your journey through yet another episode of The Twilight Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, our murderer. How do you feel about Halloween now? I'd like to thank each and every one of you. I also wanted to mention a couple quickie things before I turn you back to the main room. And that is simply that we host a magic luncheon every Friday here in Las Vegas. It's at Nora's. You can go on Facebook, Las Vegas Magic Luncheon. Please join us if you're a fan of magic or a magician or whatever else. It's tomorrow at noon and it's Halloween themed. That's a lot of fun. So come on out and join us. Great food, great people, and that sort of thing. And I also wanted to send out a couple shout outs to my team that helped with this presentation together tonight. We have Dr. Doug. Where's Dr. Doug at?
right over here.
Dr. Doug is responsible for all of the electronics and the special effects. I invite you all, before you go back, if you'd like to come up and just kind of parade through this area, you can check out the miniatures that much closer. And I also wanted to thank Winston O'Rourke, who's our production manager. And this young gentleman here, who's helped, he's our muscle man. And I don't know if this gentleman's in this room or not, but I owe a huge, huge gratitude to Scott Steelfire.
Yep. He's in the other room under the music.
That's what he does, and he helped to last minute, direct this little piece and all that. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Happy Halloween, everybody, and I hope to see you again real soon. Enjoy the rest of your night here in Wonderland.
3 more times for Elliott
As you can tell, all three of us love making interesting spaces. The dancers are going to go on in just a little bit, and we have the 10 o'clock show, which is really wonderful tonight. So stick around for that. It's coming up in just a little bit. But I encourage you, he's going to turn on the lights. Look at the detail on these rooms. It's amazing. And also, just for the magicians and mentalists, he has a tabletop version for sale. Which is, yes, and there's one at the Mystery School. I'll show it to you. So thank you so much, and thank you, Christian, for making this incredible space. Next month,